right, welcome to Good News Friday. Mike Simon is here. I'm Joey Yarber. Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning us in, making us a part of your day. Food insecurity continues to be in the news. You hear about it all the time. I think right now our food banks, our food pantry partners are really being challenged. And a lot of it just has to do with the price of groceries. I mean, what are you going to compromise? I mean, you got to have a place to live. You have to have a place that's got electricity and all these kinds of things. Many, of course, of us have car payments that we make. There's all kinds of different parts of our budget. And I'm afraid, Mike, many times what is compromised is food. It's so sad, but that's the one part of which you can kind of have control of. And many times that is the part of the budget that is compromised. Students in colleges, we're talking to food pantries that are on a college campus, Mike. And here's the positive thing. They're able to get a lot of food donated. A lot of them are partners with food banks, but just being able to work from the college perspective with college students. And here's what we're hearing. All right, by the time you get through with tuition, you've got books, you have to have a place to live. Right? I mean, it really does. It takes away from the budget, and many times students, the one thing that they can compromise on, the one thing that they do compromise on is their food intake. It shouldn't be that way. But the great thing about it is Oasis Insight, Mike, we're able to work with college students. And of course, you're a college student. I mean, how difficult was it, making ends meet sometimes?
Well, I'm floored to think that they're starting to put food pantries in colleges. And
yeah,
back when I was in college, we didn't have a food pantry that people went to, but and it's gotten in our country that food insecurity has gotten worse in our country for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's caused by COVID-19 and people being out of jobs and stuff like that, but I suspect that that's the problem.
Yeah.
And now we're getting calls from these communities in which there's a college there, and it's usually another agency in the community, and they're buying Oasis Insight for the college, and so they realize that they've got to do something about food insecurity, and they're working together with the colleges to provide that. And, at one time it was 1 out of every 5 people in the country were food insecure.
Right. Exactly.
I would say that has gone up.
I think you're right.
And I don't know what the percentage is really now, but people are out there, and food insecurity is an epidemic now.
Yeah.
And somebody do something about it.
It's staggering at the conversations that we're having, and it's conversations with folks that you wouldn't think would have those kinds of challenges. But as we're finding right now, this is rampant. It's all over the place. And so colleges, hey, how cool is this? These colleges have the foresight to understand a lot of our students are really challenged right now. And so we're going to provide them with a food pantry. It's here on campus. It's convenient. And, a lot of them, they're just looking to actually contribute to the food and bring this in as a program there as part of the benefits of having, being a student there within the college. Great example throughout the country of, colleges and universities getting involved and helping out the students with a food pantry on campus. The great thing about Oasis Insight, Mike, you can track this in various ways with the students that you're working with. You can even create like a student ID card for the students to have there. And then on top of that, being able to track the donations, being able to track the assistance that's being provided, the frequency. Conversation I had yesterday with a lady there in South Dakota looking to bring this into the college food pantry there in the local area. She's looking to track the pounds of food that is going out, being able to put this into meal plans and all kinds of variables that they're looking to focus in on to equip the student with that one aspect that so many times is being compromised. And we're finding out that students are challenged on a lot of this, and that's food. Food. We have to feed our country. We have to figure this out. And these students are working hard. They're taking their courses. Many of them have jobs, but making ends meet, easier said than done. Yeah. Food insecurity right now, Michael, we're heading into the winter months. Oasis Insight can help you with that. And so many times. I think it's so sad to hear these stories.
Is and I just want to know, is the conversations among food banks and food pantries, is that picking up now in this latter few months?
Yeah, Mike, we serve about 100 major food banks throughout the country. And when you think about the food bank, well, really, the food bank is comprised many times of, food pantries, these small, sometimes it's a pantry in a church. Sometimes it's an agency that, they have a pantry that is assisting their local area and their community. And so because of food insecurity growing, and I think a lot of this just has to do with the prices of groceries right now. I mean, what you could buy, even going back a year ago, you can't get that same amount of food for the price that you were paying. That's just an increase in the prices. And this is where we are in our country right now. And, as it is with always, anytime, like the holidays, you're always going to have, turkeys, and the food assistance is going out there. So food pantries, food banks, really focusing in on the data collection. Oasis Insight is here to help you with that. And Mike, we have this saying here, if you can record it, you can report it. So we work a lot on the front end there of just allowing you, whatever it is that you're doing from a distribution perspective, whether you're a pantry, a small food pantry. Many of these pantry partners that we have, they're small. They don't give out a lot of assistance. But what they do, they're able to be good stewards from an accountability perspective, focusing in on the collection of data and being able to create ID cards. And, now here we're going into the winter months. One of the big challenges that we hear, Mike, is we want to get people in, get them out with their assistance, right? And so many times they're standing outside of the agency, out in the cold weather, and there's nothing that the agency can do about it because they have a big distribution that's going on, and it is awfully cold, for those that are coming to get their food. So being able to use the client ID card to be able to scan that, get the information into the system, get the client the food that they've come to get in a fast, expedient way. Now we're speeding up the line there, and we're really helping. Food insecurity, Mike, it's something that we're dealing with here at Oasis Insight, and just working from the perspective of trying to get help there to those people that genuinely need it. So difficult times in our country. Oasis Insight is here to help you. So if you'd like to have a conversation about what we can do there from the perspective of just being able to focus in on the client ID card and be able to create that and help you out in the winter months that are coming, we'd love this conversation. You can always give us a call. Mike at simonsolutions.com or Joey at simonsolutions.com. We would love to hear from you. Hey, from all of us at Simon Solutions, we thank you so much for allowing us to be part of your work, your important work as you transform lives, as you look to make our country better. And God bless you all. Take care. Have a great weekend, everybody.